Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Live, Laugh, Loans, episode number 3. I'm Myra Talley.
And I'm Shelly Panzarella. And we've got a great show ahead of us today. Super excited, number 3.
I can't believe it's number 3 already.
I know, we're having so much fun. Time flies when we're having fun, right?
Yes.
Today's show, we're going to talk about the Fed fund rates. We're going to talk a little bit about the market update if you live here specifically in Las Vegas. We're also going to talk a little bit about some things that are happening in Las Vegas. But let's talk about what happened this weekend or this week. Anything exciting happen for you this week? I
celebrated my niece's 21st birthday.
So I would think that would be so much fun to do here in Las Vegas, but people come to Las Vegas to celebrate their 21st. What do you do when you already live here?
When you already live here, we literally went down to a local PT's and had a few drinks with her. Yes.
Yeah. Having a few?
Well, I had a few.
The truth comes out. How many did she have?
She had one, and she started her second, but she probably drank like that much of it. It could have been that my sister was right there in front of her.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wonder how my daughter would do if around me, because I don't know. Has she ever had a drink or any? Like, sometimes they'll taste a little bit of the wine.
She tasted a White Claw during 4th of July.
Did she like it?
Yeah.
Okay. Drink it. It's like a seltzer.
Yeah. And that's all she said. She's drank.
Well, she has been in college for a whole year by herself. So
you're
right.
Now.
2 years. Maybe it was a little bit of the down low because of the mom.
She's super smart and always studying. So, I don't know. I'm going to take her word for it, though.
Cover up? Yeah. Do you remember what you did for your 21st? Did your parents do anything?
It's always about family. So my niece was born on my 21st birthday. So not the one that just turned 21, her younger sister. So I was in the hospital all day on my 21st birthday.
Were you drunk?
No. I, literally in the waiting room the whole time waiting for her to be born. Then I think we finally got out of the hospital around 9 p.m. And my parents were like, do you want to just go grab a bite to eat down the street?
Very celebratory.
Very, very. And
did you do anything after to celebrate?
I went out with friends. We just it's so funny. I actually had a drink on my 21st birthday.
Isn't it when it becomes legal, it's not that exciting. Maybe because you already had some before.
I think just being out on the strip. Being on the strip was more fun to me than actually just having the drink. It was just having a drink walking down the strip like a tourist. Yeah. So I did that.
You all of a sudden become legitimate.
Yeah. What about you?
So my parents, I remember my dad, he was emphatic about the fact that I could gamble. So we went to a hotel and literally he was just dropping, I want to say they were 20s, but I think they were hundreds. And I literally got nothing out of it.
Oh no.
I wish I would have gotten the $200 or $300 that he'd put into the slot machines. But yeah, I remember he was like, go try that one. I'm like, but I don't want to gamble. I don't really want to do this. Try that one. I'm like, okay, so yeah.
Yeah, I forgot I did that too. I actually won $75 and it was such a big deal to me.
Yeah. See, I didn't win anything.
I played one line, one credit, and somehow I still won.
Seriously? Yeah, so let us know if you have come to Las Vegas or you live in Las Vegas. Let us know what you did for your 21st birthday, because I feel like there's definitely a lot of variations, but those who come into Las Vegas celebrate it up in a big way. But for us here locals, we're like, maybe a drink, 2, maybe one slot machine, 2, but not the whole thing.
Exactly.
All right, let's jump into our topic. So really exciting. So we're filming this on the 20th. Next week, the 27th, as this airs, probably by the time this is out, the Fed Fund, our Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, will be speaking to let us know whether or not he's going to increase the Fed Fund rates again. And speculation is that he's going to at least go 75 bips. What are you thinking on that?
So, speculation is 75 bips. Some people were saying that we have to go at least 1 because inflation hasn't really calmed down too much yet. So they want to go 1%. But from watching Barry Habib, he's thinking that they're probably just going to go 75 bips.
Just to do what they say they were going to do?
Yes.
Just to see. Yeah, because the inflation report came out end of June, I think, and they had said that it was actually higher than expected. So because of that, everybody is speculating that the Fed has to go higher than the 75 bips, which even if they go up to 1%, I guess you could say, that would still, I mean, I don't know if that would be like life-changing for us, but it would be a direction that would be that they know that if they make that statement, they ultimately are like, we're really going to try to figure out how to curb this. If they go 75 bips, I think it's kind of they're like, we're just going par for the course for right now, and they'll wait to see.
Do you think if they just go 75 bips now, when they have another meeting, what is it, September?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll have to be more aggressive at that point?
Probably. Yeah, if inflation doesn't get impacted or reduced by that time frame. You know, we always get the question of what happens when the Fed fund rates increase, because you always hear the news, right? He comes out there, Fed fund rates increase. We get the calls from our clients that are like, oh, did you lock me in? The rates are going up. What's happening? What does
I'm
this
still
mean?
shopping for a home, but did you lock my rate in?
Exactly. Right? And what does this do for my payment? How does this affect me? So do you want to go through what that looks like for them?
So one, we can't lock in any interest rate until the client has a fully accepted purchase contract. But typically when the Fed do raise their rates, we don't really see it too much on our end. Obviously, our rates have been going up. Same thing, you know, for inflation and all of that. But the Fed fund rate is more so to short-term lending. So that's going to be your personal loans, your auto loans, credit cards, all that we really, you know, just the cost to borrow money is going to be a little bit more.
And I think we always see it a little bit ahead of it actually happening. Like right now, we looked at rates and we're a little bit up based off of what we were the last video that we did. And so I think some of that is because they're anticipating the conversation that's going to happen.
Right.
And we may see a shift either hold or go down once they actually report it. But definitely two different rate increases when you hear the Fed fund rates and our mortgage-backed securities go up, or mortgage-backed rates go up.
So rates, I think, you know, within the last, when we spoke last on the show, I want to say we were right around the low 6%, 6 to 6.25, somewhere around there. Checking rates today, you know, they came up at 6.5%. So we already see an increase now. So by the time they announce that they're raising the rates, our rates already show what that is.
Yeah. Well, and speaking about rates and kind of buying homes, I know one thing that we talked about was right now, I think a lot of lenders today are including discount points or loan originations to buy down the interest rates. Because that was one thing that we had talked about in one of our team meetings was even though you see an interest rate, and we talked about marry the house, date the rate, right? But there's a way for you to lower that rate. I don't know if that would be considered committing to that rate if you buy it down. But you could actually buy down the interest rate. And we had talked about in a situation where instead of using seller credit to buy down or to pay to lower the sales price of a home, you could actually use it towards buying down the interest rate, which in that particular case, it saved them like $200+ versus them just doing a sales price reduction.
Right. Which makes so much more sense in the long run. Although, you know, they're reducing the price, it sounds a lot better, but saving $250 per month for a 30-year mortgage, that's going to be way more than what you would have saved off a $5,000 price reduction.
Exactly. So speaking of the Las Vegas realtors and our sales prices and a sales price reduction. So for the first time ever, I think that the date was April of 2020. This is the first time ever in Las Vegas that local home prices decline from 1 month to the next. So going from May of 2022 to June of 2022, what do we show for sales prices there?
So in May, our median sales price for single family homes was $500,000. In June, that dropped to $499,999. However, the number of units available came up quite a bit.
Yeah.
We came up about 60% of units available in both condos, townhomes, and single family homes. So just to give you like numbers, in May, we had 3,570 single family homes available. In June, that increased to 5,746 homes available. That's pretty impressive. What is that, a 2.5 month inventory?
Right, which we haven't seen in a long time, right?
Yes.
It's been a while. And will you read off the median sales price per unit sold? So 480 was June and May.
And May, 482,000. So it dropped by $2,000.
So that's the decline that they're talking about there, right? Is the $2,000 decline in sales in units sold, and then the inventory is higher. What does that mean for our buyers right now?
It actually is great news for our buyers. So although they are, interest rates are climbing, and that's what we're seeing a lot of hesitation because of the interest rates, now the buyers have a lot more chance to go out there, get their offers accepted, have room for negotiations as far as closing cost or just lowering the price, not having to pay over sales price. So that's just great power that the buyers have.
Right. I mean, I think it's even in our seller contributions, right? And even in the repair side of it, we see actually the comeback saying that the seller will actually either repair or give an incentive for the repair items, which is great.
Yes.
Which we haven't seen in
I
a
forgot
while.
about that. I forgot homes, repairs. Nope. Not getting it.
No, yeah, exactly. And even our appraisal contingencies, right?
Yes.
Where they were all asking for like an appraisal waiver, and now they're actually allowing for appraisals to come in, and they're, a couple of them come in a little bit lower, so they were helpful in negotiating.
And it started slowly, I feel like when things barely started to make a little bit of a shift, we were only seeing little things like the seller will pay for the home warranty.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing because, all the contracts, when all the, housing boom was going on, that was not even something that was checked off. So to actually see that it started with, okay, sellers willing to pay for home warranty, that was a big deal. So now to have closing cost or seller contributions and stuff like that, it's a benefit for the buyers right now.
I agree. Okay. What about for our sellers too? We talked a little bit about the buyers, but do you think this is helpful for our sellers?
I do. I think we're getting a lot more listings because people are fearing that they're going to miss out on the opportunity to sell their home, but they're also seeing that there's a lot more inventory. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the sellers were obviously have to sell their home and go somewhere.
Yeah.
So
this gives them a better opportunity to...
Sorry, that turned off. Does that matter?
Oh.
No.
He's like, no, I can still see Shelly. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't know. I just keep
hotter
doing it.
Hotter in here? Okay.
Sorry,
No, you're good. I thought it was
where did we leave off?
The seller's FOMO.
Okay. So I think a lot of the sellers were just fearing of missing out their opportunity to sell. But at the same time, those sellers were scared to sell because they didn't have any inventory to choose from.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're saying now they potentially, because of the amount of listings we have, they have an opportunity now to find a home also.
Yes, and where before, if they put their home for sale, they had a certain amount of time to find a new home, and it just... what if that didn't happen? It was so much fear out there. Now that they feel a little more comfortable seeing more listings, I think they're getting the courage to move forward and put their home up for sale because now they can actually find something to
That's
purchase.
A great point. I didn't think about it from that standpoint because your seller, I took it as like FOMO, right? So a lot of sellers have come to the market and they're like, I want to get in before the market, whatever they want to call it. But you're right. This could give an opportunity for a potential seller who perhaps didn't have the opportunity because they were so worried about, well, where am I going to go next? Now, because there's more inventory, they potentially have an opportunity to find a home that they can move into, regardless of the rates or any of that such. Because they can take the equity position that they have today too, right?
Yes.
And put it in towards their down payment for the net proceeds. So good information for the Las Vegas market. And I think this is actually... when you hear about sales price reductions, that's something that's been so negative across the country, right? A lot of news are coming out there and sharing, well, rates are dropping by X% and prices are getting slashed and stuff like that. And we're seeing price improvements or sales price reductions. But what do you think that is caused? Do you think some of it is just the sellers are coming in a little bit aggressive and then realizing that the market is where it is. We have a little bit more inventory, and maybe they're now pricing it.
Yes, and they have more competition now too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're a buyer out there today, again, marry the home, date the interest rate. This is a great opportunity for you, where you're not really having to go up against the 20 to 30 people. There are multiple offers on some homes that were 20 to 30 people deep. Even with our builders, the waiting list, I don't know that they have very many waiting lists out there today. So this could be a great opportunity for you to get back into the market. If you haven't already been pre-qualified, of course, reach out to Myra or myself. And we'd love to walk you through that process. What else do we have that we're going to talk about?
Did you see the announcement that they just released earlier this week regarding the station casinos?
Yes. Actually, my husband sent that to me because that's where he used to work, was one of the places that he's been waiting this whole time saying, I'm going to go back when they reopen. But they're going to demolish, right?
Yes. The interesting part about that is they're going to demolish and resell the land. Could that mean more homes in those areas?
I think so. I think that would probably be a good resource of the land.
Yes.
In Cadence, they had a special area that was supposed to be designated for industrial commercial area, and they have just requested to repurpose that so that they can do residential housing over there too. So, obviously with the inventory issue, even though you're hearing we're at 2.2 months of inventory, there's still a shortage. Brandon Roberts, our LVR president, mentioned that Southern Nevada is still dealing with a very tight housing supply, even though we have the increase in inventory today. So I think that definitely would be a great solution.
Yes.
In that area to take down those. They sold them basically, right? They're demolishing them and then selling them.
The only piece that they're keeping is the ice rink that was near one of the station casinos.
Oh, really?
And they said because Las Vegas is such a growing hockey town, so that's going to give the children a place to go and practice and enjoy hockey.
That's awesome. So where is that? Texas Station, or is it the Fiesta on Rancho?
I'm not sure. It's obviously one of those two.
Yeah, I know it's not the Fiesta in Henderson because I don't recall there being an ice rink. But that is great, actually. And that's a great thing that's happened because of the Golden Knights.
Yes.
In not just because we have a sports town and all of us who are excited to see the new season come back. They actually have opened up and expanded the Lifeguard Arena in Henderson. We have the Dollar Loan Center that's just outside in your neck of the woods, right in your neck of the woods.
Right over here.
Yeah, right over there. Exactly. And then if they do open that up, I wonder if that would help to get all the little, it's for the kids, and that would be an area of town that doesn't really have an ice rink, right? Because I think Flamingo has one. You have one in Henderson. I don't know that they use the one here. This arena is not set up for ice rinks, right?
I don't think so. At least not yet. So we'll see. See, all these little ones need to pick up hockey as a hobby.
Yeah. Little girls and boys. I actually saw a girl. She's like, no, I'm a hockey player. I'm like, you are? That is adorable.
That's so cute.
Yes. Awesome. Well, that is, there is one more thing.
Of course.
So this was a pretty exciting thing. I'm going to display it right there. It has been something that I've been working on since October, and it is officially launched. To be very honest with you, it took, I was back and forth on whether or not I was going to officially launch it, if I was just going to kind of let it get in there, and I would hand this out to just people, as I teach events and things like that. But my coach had mentioned that I need to share this information because one person can take it, but it's really been a passion for me. And if you want a copy of this, you can DM Myra or myself on both of our social media, Instagram, Facebook, or respond back to this. Make sure you like and subscribe and respond back to this post, and I'll mail you out a copy of this Mindset to Millions.
Yes, I think I was so excited that they accidentally put her book up for sale before it was actually official, and I just bought it because it's so good. Aww. And she's like, Myra, it's not ready yet. Well, it's on the way.
I know. She always finds out all the sneak peeks and all that overachiever type stuff. But it is officially out there on Amazon. Actually, pretty exciting. So we had 1,400 purchases across the world
Wow.
7 in Australia, which I thought was pretty exciting.
That's awesome.
Yes, 1 in Brazil. So if you want your copy, make sure that
Get yours today.
Yes, exactly.
Let us know. It's definitely a good book, and Shelly, what she put her heart into this book, and it's definitely worth the read.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, well, I think that's all we got today. Anything else you want to wrap it up with?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, make sure that you like and subscribe and listen. If there's something that you want to talk about, again, this is Live, Laugh, and Loans. Last week, I felt like we were laughing a lot. We had a lot of funny things. Not that this isn't a funny show. But if there's anything that you want to talk about regarding anything in life, anything you want to laugh about, and of course, loans, make sure you reach out to Myra and myself. And with that,
until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye.